a fanatic of Paddu. This much I must say. She has probably seen every dance of Padduka, and along with her, the whole family. I was blessed that I was being able to see so many of her dances. Who can forget her interpretation of Jatayu Vadam set to Tchaikovsky's music? I think that was one of the most brilliant things you have done, in my opinion, honestly. And of course, her magnum opus, Krishnaya Tubhyam Namaha, which I had the privilege of seeing as a 15-year-old so many times. I don't know how many times I've seen it. And today we have all these LED walls. We have, thanks to George Lucas, we have CGI. We have so many stuff going on in the world without any effects. A single person on stage depicting Krishna, and that Vishwarupam she brought on to stage, it still gives me goosebumps thinking of that. What a brilliant performance, what an artist. I definitely believe that Mrs. YGP is here with us, and she is indeed extremely happy that Padduka is getting the Mrs. YGP Educationist Award. I'm so happy on behalf of all of us. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, Padduka.
Thank you, sir. It was a beautiful walk down the memory lane.
Next, we will have the introduction of the awardee. Natya, Nritta, Nritya, the three dimensions of classical dance, have found their perfect embodiment in our awardee. To introduce her formally, I invite Anne Srividya Mahesh to do the honors.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is our distinct honor and privilege to welcome a living legend, a cultural icon, and a beacon of Indian heritage, Dr. Padma Subramanyam, as our chief guest for this prestigious teacher, singer, music composer, author, and Indic scholar. Her contributions have not only enriched the world of Bharatanatyam, but have also revived and redefined the very grammar of Indian classical dance through her pioneering research. Born into the family steeped in culture, her father, director K. Subramanyam, was a renowned film pioneer and freedom fighter, and her mother, Meenakshi Subramanyam, a gifted music composer, lyricist, and instrumentalist. Dr. Padma inherited a legacy of creativity and service. At the tender age of 5, Dr. Padma Subramanyam made her debut as a child artist in Tamil film Geeta Gandhi, directed by her father and legendary filmmaker K. Subramanyam. In this film, young Padma not only appeared on screen but also sang a song penned by her father and set to music by her mother, Meenakshi Subramanyam. Remarkably, the lyrics of the song foreshadowed her future as a celebrated artist, marking the beginning of a lifelong journey in music and dance. Her academic journey is as illustrious as her artistic one, with a bachelor's in music, a master's in ethnomusicology, and PhD in her groundbreaking thesis on Karnas in Indian dance and sculpture. Under the guidance of eminent gurus like Vazhavur Ramaya Pillai and Dr. T.N. Ramachandran, she bridged the gap between theory and practice, reviving the ancient Marga technique of dance and establishing a new genre, Bharatanatyam, Bharatanatyam. As a performer, she has mesmerized audiences for nearly 7 decades across India and the globe. Her choreography, whether it be the Jatayu Moksham set to Tchaikovsky's overture or the Gajendra Moksham to Japanese music, reflects a fearless experimentation and universal vision. Her monumental choreography of 1,000 dancers at the Brihadishwara Temple's Millennium Celebration earned her a place in the Limca Book of Records. Dr. Padma is also a revered guru, heading Nrityodaya, the institution founded by her father in 1942, where she continues to train deserving serving economically backward students free of cost, nurturing not just dancers but holistic artists. Her pedagogy, rooted in the Natya Shastra, empowers students with intellectual, emotional, and spiritual depth. Her research has led to the rediscovery of 108 Karna movements, and her work has found validation in the ancient sculptures of Prambanan in Indonesia, proving the timeless and pan-Asian relevance of Indian dance traditions. In recognition of her immense contributions, she has received numerous accolades, but her greatest reward remains the cultural awakening she has inspired in generations. Dr. Padma Subramanyam's contributions transcend borders, reflecting her deep commitment to cultural unity across Asia. She has discovered profound links between the Natya Shastra and Southeast Asian traditions, notably collaborating the Thai dancers of her production, Pavai Nombu, and co-presenting lectures in Bangkok. As a managing trustee of Bharata Ilango Foundation of Asian Culture, she envisions the Pan-Asian Cultural Corridor. Her conviction in Asia's shared heritage has been strengthened by travels and academic engagements in countries like Japan, Cambodia, Sri Lanka. Over the past 6 decades, she has performed, taught, and conducted research in more than 40, including the USA, UK, Russia, France, Indonesia, and Fiji, making her a true global ambassador of Indian classical arts. In 1994, when Nadigar Tilagam Shivaji Ganesan was honored with the prestigious Chevalier Award by the French government, Dr. Padma Subramanyam simultaneously received the prize from Japan. Moved by this shared moment of recognition, she conceived a heartfelt tribute, Natya Shastramam Nadigar Tilagamam, a scholarly presentation that explored how Shivaji Ganesan's intuitive acting brilliance aligned seamlessly with the principles of the Natya Shastra, despite his lack of formal training in classical dance. Though a curated compilation of scenes from nearly 60 of his films, Dr. Padma illustrated how his expressions, gestures, and emotional depth and grammar of performance. And witnessed this tribute. With tears in his eyes, he acknowledged the profound connection between his art and the timeless tradition of Indian aesthetics. Padma fondly recollects his words. இந்த பொண்ணு என்ன எங்கேயோ ஒசத்துல கொண்டு போய் வச்சிருக்கு, என்ன போய் இந்த நவரசமும் காமிச்சதா சொல்லியிருக்கு, எனக்கு கமலா வைக்கிற தக்காளி ரசத்துக்கு மேல வேற எதுவும் தெரியாது. This was his remark. She is a recipient of more than 170 national and international awards, including Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, and Padma Vibhushan. Today, as we gather to celebrate excellence and service, we are truly blessed to have in our midst a personality who embodies both. Please join me in warmly welcoming Dr. Padma Subramanyam, our chief guest, with heartfelt gratitude and admiration. Welcome.
Thank you, and Sri Vidya, for the lovely introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, moving forward, let the visuals do the talking. Keep your eyes glued onto the screen. Up next is an audio visual on Dr. Padma Subramanyam. What an accomplishment. We are truly mesmerized, given us a glimpse of the life and artistic evolution of Dr. Padma Subramanyam. Foretold that this individual Padma will be adorned by 3 Padmas, the Padma Shri, the Padma and the Padma. May I now request past President Rotarian Meenakshi Perikarapan to read out the site presented to Padma Vibhushan Dr. Padma Subramanyam.
to read out the citation of this tremendous lady. On the momentous occasion of the centenary year of Dr. Mrs. Y.G. Parthasarthi, a visionary educationalist whose life was dedicated to molding young minds with discipline and global outlook, it is our privilege to honor one of Padma Vibhushan awardee, Dr. Padma Subramanyam. Dr. Padma Subramanyam is a name synonymous with every soul of Bharatanatyam. A dancer, a choreographer, a researcher, a teacher, a music composer, an author, and a cultural ambassador. She has devoted her life to the presentation and propagation of India's richly varied heritage. Her pioneering research on the karnas of Natya Shastra and her unique style that seamlessly integrates scholarship with performance have revived ancient traditions while inspiring future generations. Subsequently, Dr. Padma's creative genius gave rise to the new style of Shastriya art. Bharat Mrs. Y.G. Parthasarthi must character and grounding. Dr. Padma Subramanyam has, through her Natya and Nritya, nurtured not only students of dance but also global citizens rooted in values. She has shown that art is not a mere performance but a form of sadhana, a discipline that refines the mind, body, and spirit. Through her institution, Nrityodaya, she has trained thousands of students, dancers, teachers, and musicians completely free of fee since its inception in 1970s. By opening the doors of the otherwise expensive classical form to children from lower income households, she has ensured that talent and not privilege defines opportunity. In imparting not just a technique, but also the ideals of Indian philosophy, aesthetics, and ethics, her teaching embodies a holistic vision of the arts: practical, theoretical, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual. In this, she reflects Dr. Mrs. YGP's mission of combining academic excellence with cultural moorings, ensuring that tradition continues to shine as a guiding light for the future. In recognition of her lifelong dedication to dance as an instrument of education, character formation, and cultural unity, the members of Rotary Club of Madras T Nagar are proud to bestow the Dr. Mrs. Y.G. Parthasarthi Award for Excellence in Education upon Padma Vibhushan awardee Dr. Padma Subramanyam, whose achievements stand as a befitting tribute to the memory of Dr. Mrs. YGP in her centenary year. Together, they share the legacy of inspiring generations through knowledge, value, and unyielding commitment to excellence. On this day, 4th September 2025, signed by Rotarian Dr. Praveen Tallakula, President, Rotarian Shobha Anand, Secretary, and Rotarian T.S. Narayan Swamy, Director, Vocational Service. Thank you.
Thank you, Rotarian Meenakshi, for such an expressive reading of the citation. May I request the First Lady and Sri Devi to honor our awardee with thunderous applause. Higher and higher. is like a painter whose canvas is each movement a splash of color, and together they create a masterpiece that lives in the hearts of the audience. Let us applaud past President Rotarian T.S. Narayan Swamy as he gives a portrait that he has created to Dr. Padma Subramanyam. It's truly a masterpiece, close to 32 hours of hard work to paint this canvas. For our chief guest, a beautiful by our own past President Rotarian T.S. Narayan Swamy sir for our chief guest Sri Annamalai.
May I request the PDGs in the audience to please kindly come to the dais for a photograph with the chief guest and the members of the dais. Welcome to our DGE also. Reverence, we welcome the living legend, a dancer par excellence, a scholar and a visionary whose life's work has revived and redefined India's classical dance heritage. Subramanyam. Madam, please share your thoughts and memories with us. Kindly request you to please go to the podium.
Sadgurubhyo Namaha. All the past presidents and the present president, the aunts, others who have come here for this very pleasant function. I'm a little emotional because Mrs. YGP was like a mother to me. She had literally seen me as a newborn baby. Our two families, as Indra said, has been like relatives for almost, I think, 90 years. Another Parthasarathi, YGP's brother-in-law, had acted in my father's film. That when YGP was transferred to Mumbai, it was my father who stopped him and he said, "Come back to Chennai, I want to feature you as a hero in my film." Well, that never happened, but still, that was the kind of relationship that had been there. YGPs had seen me grow, as Rajendra rightly said. Mahendra, Rajendra, Ivala, they are much younger than me. I have seen them grow. And Rajamma, as we used to call her, in 170 honors. But I feel very emotional to take this honor because it's too close to us. You will be very surprised if I tell you, as a student all through her life, a guru. This is what every teacher must understand. Learning is something which is lifelong. In Madras University, she got her PhD in Vaishnavism. She went and wrote some methodology test. I remember she used to sit and write by the side of her husband who was dying. So education and learning was part of her life. These learned from such a great guru. The process of learning is something which goes on and on. This is what I have learned from her. And I have always felt that teaching is a process of learning. I started teaching when I was 14 years old. This Nrityodaya you were seeing wrongly captioned as I founded it. I was not the founder. My father founded Nrityodaya in 1942 before I was born. And after my Arangetram, my father took me, I was still a teenager, he took me to 4 or 5 orphanages in Chennai. He wanted me to understand what it is to be an orphan. Blessed we children are, with parents who care for them. There's a house, there is everything. Basic necessities of life. Everything was there, and these children were in the orphanage. And he went and personally chose about 25 orphan children and brought them to Nrityodaya and made me the teacher for them. As a teacher, my experience was that moment when I started teaching these children. We were really underprivileged. But then some of them really came up in life. But as I said, teaching is a process of learning, because when you teach, you have to really learn. அந்த காலத்தில் வந்து எக்ஸாமினேஷனுக்கு முன்னால் போன வருஷம் என்ன வந்தது கொஸ்டின் பேப்பர்லன்னு பார்த்துட்டு அந்த கொஸ்டின்ஸ் அவாய்ட் பண்ணுவோம். ஐ ஹாவ் அ கிளாஸ்மேட் ஹியர், Shanti Raghavan. We were together in the college. When I see her, I am going back to Stella Maris College. So, this can't be done if you're a teacher. You can't avoid. Every lesson has to be mastered by the teacher. And you must have answers for all those intelligent questions that the children ask. Some of the best questions come from children. Asking questions is extremely important for learning. If Arjuna did not ask questions, we would not have had a Bhagavad Gita. Thanks to Arjuna. And Mrs. YGP was, as I said, constantly working for the betterment of her students. And you will be surprised, I want to say one more thing about her. Later, when I started theory classes for students outside Nrityodaya, even somebody like Kalanidhi Narayanan was my student for 1.5 years. She got Padma Bhushan much before I got Padma Shri, much older than me, but they all came to me for learning the theory which no other school was giving. And at that time, Mrs. YGP said, Paddu, I want to join your theory class. Can you believe? She was already at the height of her glory as an educationist. And she did come every Saturday, Sunday. She came, and you will be more surprised if I tell you she learnt Nattvangam from me. She wanted to. And when at Padma Seshadri School, it was her thought that education devoid of culture is no use. It was Mrs. YGP who Indianized education. Otherwise, all of us were only going to convent. At Padma Seshadri, she saw that we get the standard of education that convents give you, but Indianized the entire thing. Mrs. YGP was somebody who taught Indian children to respect India, to have that common self-esteem for our nation. She should have been given Bharat Ratna. நீங்க அப்போ லீடர் இல்லாம போயிட்டு இல்லைன்னா நான் உங்களை போட்டு நோண்டி அரிச்சு எடுத்துருப்பேன். பட் பாவம், she is also not there. But I'm very happy today in this club. I know there are a lot of students of Mrs. YGP. I could see that influence in this Rotary Club. There's so much of real Indian culture. I have to thank you for the beautiful welcome dance that we had. Normally Rotary clubs don't have Bharatanatyam programs like this. Thank you, that was beautiful. You are beautiful, your dance is beautiful, and you made me feel I want more of that. Thank you for thinking on those lines. Padma is coming, so we must have something very traditional. Very, very sweet of you. I thank the organizers. You're responsible for this, and the beautiful, very in a very short time, and Vidya reading my understand. Gayatri Kannan was working night. Now I understand she must have been sending photographs. So, anyway, it was very interesting to see that. I was looking at the whole thing like as else. I never thought it is me. The portrait, the painting that Sri Narayan Swami has given me, it's equal to 100 awards. Thank you so much. I mean it. This will be really kept in a place. I don't think I am so beautiful as a painter. You beautified me. That is true Indian painting, true Indian culture. Indian painting is something which glorifies something which is real. Glorification is what you see in our art, whether it is music, dance, drama, anything needs that. What do you mean by kirti? Kirtana you sing. Kirtana is singing the glory of God. That is why it is called Kirtana. Kirti of God is sung, and that is Kirtana. That is our basic aesthetic and spiritual value that our culture has. And you have glorified me in that portrait. Thank you so much, because I like art very much. I'm so used to sculptures, temple sculptures. Sometimes I don't understand modern art. It is not the mistake of modern art, it's my mistake. My brain is not good enough, not developed enough. Because when I see a painting, I want communication. When I see dance, I want communication. Now she danced Ardhanarishwara. Without any commentary, anybody would understand that it was Shiva on art is. It's meant to communicate, not giving you. It is for enlightenment. And this is what Mrs. YGP understood. And she asked me to do a workshop for the teachers of school. And that was the start for the birth of Bharat Kalachar. She made sure that the students come to performance. Stalwarts like used to come and perform, and all of us have been part of it. And the students of would come, and how much they have benefited is something I see even today. People top of their own respective fields. Now Dr. Mohan Rajan is not only a doctor, not only in the medical field, but there is so much of appreciation of culture in him. He sponsors performances. And I'm only saying, and he, Mrs. YGP, I'm told he's writing a book on her. I wish it was released here. And on about Mrs. YGP, and in one of the earlier presentations of Mrs. YGP, I think it was a special video done on her for her 80th birthday. She had mentioned, everybody is now starting the lecture and greeting teachers as Gurave Namaha. This is something which that is one eye of Mrs. YGP, education. The other eye of Mrs. YGP was culture, and YG Mahendra and his daughter Madhuvanthi are taking care of culture, performing arts, Bharat Kalachar, acting, dancing, everything. And I'm very happy that we have no lesser person than Sri Annamalai here. On behalf of all of you here, I would like to greet him and his party also. Nothing wrong. I'm not a politician, but I would like to see him in Delhi or here at the helm of affairs. He is much younger than me. You can't overtake me. One thing, age is something which cannot be overtaken. So, I have every right to pray for you, to pray for your long, purposeful, healthy life. Serve our nation. We need youngsters like you. We want sincere people to protect our culture. Politics should become something respectable, something which everybody, you can agree to disagree, that is a different matter. Even agreeing to disagree has to be done in a very cultured way. Only then you evolve as a better human being. And may our country be blessed with people like our most revered Prime Minister, who has really made our country very proud. As I said, I am not a politician, but I am a nationalist. I have every right to call myself a nationalist, and we are very, again, let me come back to my own self. I thank your club from the bottom of my heart for the great honor that you have done to me. I assure you, I cannot sign a check for 1 crore rupees, but I can sign a check for several crores of goodwill. And one more thing I would like to say is, for your club, I'll be happy to give you a benefit performance to collect funds for any good cause. Thank you.
Is truly blessed to embody. And thank you for your wholehearted appreciation of the members of our RCMT house talents. Thank you for your kind words.
We invite on stage now Ms. Madhuvanthi, a multifaceted personality celebrated for her contributions in theatre, dance, education, and even politics. She would be offering her felicitations to ma'am. Welcome, ma'am.
Sadgurubhyo Namaha, respected and my very, very dear எங்கள் கட்சியின் முன்னாள் மாநில தலைவர் திரு அண்ணாமலை அவர்களே. He's younger to me also, Paduka, so I call him Thambi. And all the amazing Rotarians on and off the dais, all the ex-PSBBNs who are here, members of my family, members of the K. Subramanyam family, who are also members of my family, and the heroine of this evening, my goddess, the icon of Bharatiya culture, Dr. Padma Subramanyam. I am here to felicitate my Guru on her Ajna. She insisted that I should be here today to talk about her. தகுதியையும் கொடுத்த என் குரு டாக்டர் பத்மா சுப்பிரமணியம் அவர்களுக்கு என்னுடைய முதல் கண் வணக்கங்களை நான் தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். I am not or YG Mahendra's daughter. நீங்க கொஞ்சம் ஃபேமிலி ட்ரீ லைட்டா மறந்துட்டீங்க சொல்லும்போது I am here as the first granddaughter of Dr. as well, and a proud alumni of teacher. So I have all the right stage to talk about the amazing bond between my grandmother and Dr. Padma. This is a very special Thursday. My guru, one of the greatest gurus of all time, Dr. Mrs. Vaidya. Another amazing connect is named Padma Seshadri Balabhavan and Annamalai, the Padma party. Hindu Shyam started this beautiful. One thing that I immediately remembered was my grandparents, Mr. and Mrs. YGP, were embodiments of Ardhanarishwara. Shiva and Shakti complemented each other and gave each other the space and strength to grow in life. And many of us know, not many knew that her maiden name was Rajalakshmi. She always called herself Mrs. YGP. Today as a opening piece, and you were beautiful. Thank you. The bond between my guru and my grandmother. எப்போதுமே அந்த ரெண்டு வார்த்தை ஒலிச்சுட்டே இருக்கும். இவா ரெண்டு பேரும் ரூம்ல இருந்தா பத்து ராஜ்மா போயிட்டே இருக்கும். இந்த ரெண்டு வார்த்தை தான். And the things they have shared, two extremely similar women, I would say, extremely strong women, extremely dharmic women, two women who will not take no for an answer, two women who will fight for the cause of the right dharma always, two women who always knew how to catch the bull by its horns. This is something my grandmother has told me, and the same thing Paduka has told me: catch the bull by its horns. If there is a problem, face it. Don't take a U-turn and run away. Stand there, deal with it. The problem will solve on its own. You know, இன்னைக்கு இருக்கிற இந்த ட்விட்டர் காலத்துல ட்ரோலிங் அப்படிங்கிற வார்த்தை நிறைய நம்ம கேட்கலாம். அவங்கள ட்ரோல் பண்ணாதது கிடையாது. அப்ப என்ன இன்டர்நெட் சோஷியல் மீடியா கிடையாது. Grandmother and Paduka have been by people who called themselves friends, people who. But I've seen all those foes turn into friends. The minute they came, that was these two women that I try to imbibe today. Catch the bull by its horns, face a problem as it is, don't run away. Stand there and deal with it. This is a lesson for all of us women in this room, not to, shy away from issues. And these are women who have very strong family values, who stood for what family meant, and who have still kept up the flag of the family flying high. Krishnaya Tubhyam Namaha. My uncle YG Rajendra mentioned about it very briefly in his speech. But that bond between my dear Paduka and my dear Perima, அவங்கள பாட்டின்னு சொன்னா அவங்களுக்கு பிடிக்காது, பெரியமான்னு தான் கூப்பிடணும். So the bond between the two of them. There is this beautiful piece that Paduka's sister-in-law, Shyamala Balakrishnan, Shyamala Manni as we all used to call her, sings, it is Achyuta. I'm sure many of you in this auditorium have seen that piece. Probably one of the first love letters ever written in the history of time, from Rukmini to Krishna. And Paduka will, bring it alive on stage. ஒரு தடவையும் அந்த கிருஷ்ணாயத்துபியம் நமஹா நடக்கச்ச அந்த அச்சுதாங்கிற வார்த்தை வரும்பொழுது she will give a totally different interpretation. நான் அது அது இந்த தில்லானா மோகனாம்பல்ல ஒரு இது வரும், மனோரமா சிவாஜி கேட்பாங்க, அது எப்படிங்க உங்க நாயனத்துல மட்டும் எப்படிங்க இவ்வளவு நல்ல சத்தம் வருதுன்னு கேட்பாங்க. அந்த மாதிரிதான் இவங்களால மட்டும் எப்படி அந்த மாதிரி இன்டர்பிரிட்டேஷன் கொடுக்க முடியும்னு எனக்கு தெரியல. நானும் பிறந்ததுலேருந்து கிருஷ்ணாயத்துபியம் நமஹா பார்த்துக்கிட்டு இருக்கேன் இப்போ வரைக்கும். Every time there is a different interpretation to that. And my grandmother will sit and appreciate that interpretation. I don't think she has ever missed even a single performance of Krishnayatubhyam Namaha until she was alive. Let it be the music academy or let it be some coil tent kotai somewhere. If it is Krishnayatubhyam Namaha, ராமர் எங்கெல்லாம் குரல் ஒலிக்கிறதோ ஆஞ்சநேயர் போவாருங்கிற மாதிரி எங்கெல்லாம் கிருஷ்ணாயத்துபியம் நடக்கிறதோ அங்கெல்லாம் my grandmother will be there. And the way she used to appreciate Krishnayatubhyam Namaha, because that was a dedication to not just Krishna, but it was to Krishna the Acharya, who's the Paramacharya, the greatest teacher of all times. He was a facilitator. He took Arjuna into the battlefield and said, listen, I'm going to ride the chariot for you. You deal with the war. I'll be there to stand by you and help you. And that is the best quality of any teacher. And both Dr. Padma Subramanyam and Mrs. YGP have been embodiments of this quality. They've been fantastic facilitators and they've lived by example. And all of us, I have students of Nrityodaya who are sitting here as well. All of us have seen that. And we've taken on those qualities from Dr. Padma Subramanyam and my grandmother. கிருஷ்ணாயத்துபியம் எப்படின்னா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ரோல உட்காந்துக்கிட்டு இருக்கிற பெரிய பெரிய செலிபிரிட்டிஸ்க்கும் புரியும், அவங்களை யார் கூட்டிட்டு வந்தாங்களோ அந்த டிரைவருக்கும் புரியும். தட் வாஸ் த பியூட்டி ஆஃப் டாக்டர் பத்மா சுப்ரமணியம்ஸ் கிருஷ்ணாயத்துபியம் நமஹா. அண்ட் I am so glad that from the age of 3 I have been watching her perform, and I was taken to dance class and I was put under her tutelage, and I've had the best times both in PSBB and in Nrityodaya learning under the two of them. And I just want to finish by saying Sambhavami Yuge Yuge அப்படின்னு ஒரு வாக்கியம் இருக்கு. When education needed direction, PSBB emerged. Sambhavami Yuge Yuge. When dance needed direction, Padma Subramanyam emerged. Sambhavami Yuge Yuge. And thanks to Padma Subramanyam and her small little needling, the Sengol is sitting in the parliament today. I'm sure many of you are aware that she was the person responsible for the Sengol to be sitting in the parliament today. Nobody but her. But she didn't take the credit. Just like Krishna. எல்லாம் பண்ணிட்டு போய் வெண்ண திருட போயிடுவா. That's how Paduka is. And finally, when Tamil Nadu needs direction, I am sure the lotus under the leadership of my dear brother Annamalai will emerge. Sambhavami Yuge Yuge. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Bharat Mata ki Jai.
Thank you, Ms. Madhuvanthi, for the beautiful recollection of memories. With heart full of admiration and gratitude, we now move forward in our evening's program.
May I now request Rotarian Dr. Purnima to introduce our guest of honor, District Governor Rotarian Devendran.
Let us welcome our District Governor Rotarian Devendran, a dynamic, dedicated and deeply respected leader of our district, whose leadership and community spirit is a guiding force for the exemplary performance of our district. From his teenage years, he shone bright as an entrepreneur by establishing a Thai manufacturing unit and engaged women workforce team in his manufacturing activity. Since 1989, he has been a partner with Adarsh Shipping Services and is a director of TDP Logistics India Private Limited, Chennai, and sharing his expertise in port operations, transportation, and custom cargo services. He has diversified his business into textile, the term coined after And supporting his endeavors is his graceful District First Lady, Archana Devendran Ma'am, who is a pranic healer and trainer. A proud Rotarian with years and various important roles in Rotary. With his vision to Rotary, he has contributed $126,000 to the Rotary Foundation as of date. Soon. We are thrilled to welcome DG Rotarian Devendran, a leader, clarity of thought and people-first approach to this August gathering.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction. I'm very happy to stand before this August gathering to the vibrant district, District RA District 32-33. This award keeps alive the legacy of the great. Before carrying all the protocol of Rotary is followed because of lack of time and paucity of time. Straight away, just for 3 minutes, I will complete my பேசி நம்ம தலைவர் அண்ணாமலை அண்ணா பேசுறது கேட்கறதுக்கு நானும் ஆர்வம் இருக்கிறதால ஐ வில் மேக் மை ஸ்பீச் வெரி சிம்பிள். எங்க நம்ம இன்டர்நேஷனல் சேர் மீனாட்சி 3 நிமிஷத்துல முடிச்சிடலாம். This award keeps alive the legacy of the great educationalist Dr. Mrs. Y.G. Pathasarthi, whose vision transformed thousands of young lives. It is a celebration, not just a memory, but the timeless value of education in building a better world. Today, we pay tribute to another luminary, Padma Vibhushani, Dr. Padma Subramanyam. She is a rare combination of artist, scholar, teacher, and cultural ambassador. A lifelong dedication to Bharatanatyam and Indian heritage has not only enriched heart but also educated generations across the world. I also warmly acknowledge our distinguished chief guest, Mr. Annamalai IPS, for his presence here, which adds great significance to this event. Friends, Rotary's theme this year is Unite for Good. Education is the greatest uniting force. It uplifts, enlightens, and empowers. By honoring teachers and educationalists, we honor the very torchbearers of our nation's future. On behalf of Rotary International District 32-33, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to Dr. Padma Subramanyam and my appreciation to Rotary Club of Madras Srinagar for organizing this meaningful celebration year after year for the past 14 years. Let us continue to unite for good, inspire through education, and build a brighter together. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for inviting me as a guest of honor. Thank you. Have a good
Truly to serve better
our past president, Rotarian Dr. Mohan Rajan, ophthalmologist, to introduce our chief guest.
Thank you very much and good evening, friends. I don't want to, prevent you or delay because we are all eagerly waiting for Annamalai's speech. Friends, to introduce Annamalai here is actually just a formality, sir. What I'm trying to say is, I'm a very, very fond follower of Swami Vivekananda. About 150 years back, one person went to Swami Vivekananda, asked, I want to become a very great person. Swamiji replied and said, the very fact that you are a human being itself is great. And today, if Swamiji was alive, and that person had gone and talked to Swamiji, asked the same question, can all of you tell me what will be the answer from Swamiji? Please go and meet Mr. Annamalai. He is the greatest human being of all. You can compare him to Virendra Sehwag, you can compare him to Sachin, Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Dhoni. He is a 360-degree batsman, all-rounder. Let's give a big round of applause for Annamalai, sir. Very rarely you see a combination of everything. A combination of a great leader, politician, thinker, administrator, a man who knows the grassroots level problems, a man who actually has so much of social consciousness, a man who is very humble, compassionate, empathetic, and that is what is our Singham Annamalai here with us. What a great person, sir. Very rarely the combination, he is an engineer and he is a MBA from IIM Lucknow, he is an IPS officer and he quit that lucrative post just because he wanted to work with the masses at the grassroots level.
இல்லைங்க ஏன்னா longevity 82 years 1943 born, very few people in our country has got Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan. This August gathering knows much better things than me. இருந்தும் அதை எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணணுக்காக நான் சொல்றேன். You get because you have achieved excellence.
You are very good. So Padma Shri to Padma, they reconsider, nomination goes. Then they think பத்மஸ்ரீக்கு மேல அவங்க என்ன பண்ணிருக்காங்க, ஏன் பத்ம பூஷன் கொடுக்கணும்? They should have bettered the best. Then they get Padma Bhushan. Then again a new government comes after multiple years. Again the nomination process happens. Then the panel will sit down and see Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan கொடுத்தாச்சு, அதெல்லாம் தாண்டி புதுசா என்ன பண்ணிருக்காங்க? Why should we give Padma Vibhushan? Then they give Padma Vibhushan. So it's very rare honor for a human being in our country to get Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan. Apna the longevity. And the longevity comes excellence. And many people in this gathering, when I see from here, sitting in different rows, they have achieved excellence by themselves in their profession. A doctor, an IPS officer, somebody in an industry. நீங்க எல்லாம் சேர்ந்து இந்த விருது கொடுக்கறது எவ்வளவு பெரிய விஷயம் பாருங்க. அம்மா அவர்கள் பிறந்த ஆண்டு 1943. born in a very illustrious family. அப்பா அம்மா ரெண்டு பேருமே கலைத்துறைக்காக தங்களுடைய வாழ்க்கை. 1910 we all know in the Madras presidency Bharatanatyam was banned. To avoid it is always a crow and the crow thinking, because of the crow sitting the fruit falling. So Britishers felt because of banning Bharatanatyam we will abolish Devadasi. காலகட்டத்தில் nothing, somebody decided even before independence to start practicing this craft and consistently sharpening it, consistently going towards perfection, all alone in solitude, nobody putting them award at 1980, getting better. அவங்க இன்னைக்கு the very wonderful CMT, Tinagar Club itself is a very illustrious institution, very multiple decades old. நீங்கெல்லாம் சேர்ந்து அம்மா அவர்களுக்கு இந்த விருது கொடுக்கறது எவ்வளவு பெரிய விஷயம் பாருங்க. இது விருது வாங்கினவருக்கும் அமைப்புக்கும் பெருமை. இது விருது வாங்கின ஒருத்தவங்க எதுக்கு 171ஆவதோ 172ஆவதோ 173ஆவதோ வரணுங்க. At the age of 82 when somebody comes, and why should they get one more award? அவ்வளோ அவார்டு வாங்கிட்டாங்க, இருக்கிறது எல்லாம் வாங்கிட்டாங்க, பத்ம பூஷன் வரைக்கும் போயிட்டாங்க, ரோட்டரி கிளப் கொடுக்குறாங்க, நான் வரணும்னா இட் ஷோஸ் அவர் ஹார்ட் அண்ட் லவ். இங்கே இருக்கிற உங்கள் மேலே அவங்க இருக்கக்கூடிய அன்பு. இந்த விருது யார் பேரில் நம்ம கொடுக்குறோம், மேடம் அவங்களுக்கு அறிமுகமே தேவையில்லை, மேடம் டாக்டர் மிஸ்ஸஸ் ஒய்ஜிபி அவங்க பேரில் கொடுக்குற 15வது விருது. அந்த அன்பு இருக்கணும். அதையெல்லாம் தாண்டி இந்த ஏஜ்லேயும் நான் வந்து ஒரு 3 hours 4 hours உங்களோட இருந்து அந்த விருதை நான் வாங்கி நான் பேசணும் அப்படின்னு அவங்க வந்திருக்கணும். அப்படி இருக்கும் பொழுது எந்த அளவுக்கு அவங்க உங்கள் மேலே அந்த மதிப்பு மரியாதை வச்சுருக்காங்க, எந்த அளவுக்கு நீங்கள் அம்மாவின் மீது மதிப்பு மரியாதையும் வைத்திருக்கின்றீர்கள், அதைத்தான் இங்கே அமர்ந்து நான் யோசித்து கொண்டிருந்தேன், பார்த்து கொண்டிருந்தேன். வாட் அ கிரேட் அக்கேஷன் where the master who has achieved a distinction in life and thinks the master is a student, அது நினைக்கக்கூடிய மனப்பாங்க இருக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு மனிதர், a collective group of achieved excellence, they think it is best to bestow this award to amma. இதில் ஒரு சின்ன விஷயத்தை நான் சொல்லணுங்க. நம்ம நாராயணசாமி ஐயா வந்து அற்புதமாக ஒரு பெயிண்டிங் வரைஞ்சி கொடுத்தீங்க, ரொம்ப அற்புதமாக இருந்துச்சு. அந்த தத்ரூபமான ஒரு கண்கள், நல்ல பெயிண்டிங் கொடுக்கும்போது திருஷ்டியை கழிக்கணும்னு பெயிண்டிங் கூட கொடுத்தீங்க. அதனால் ஐயா நாராயணசாமி அவர்களுக்கு இந்த நேரத்தில் என்னுடைய நெஞ்சார்ந்த வாழ்த்துக்களை நன்றிகளை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கின்றேன். எதுக்காக இதை சொல்கிறேன் அப்படின்னாங்க, ஏன்னா 9 மணிக்கு மேலே சிரிக்க வைக்கணும் சார், உங்களுக்கு பசியும் ஆயிருக்கும், ஐ ஹவ் டு டேக் கேர் ஆஃப் தட் பார்ட் ஆல்சோ. ஸோ அதில் பாருங்க ஒரு நேர்த்தி 33 hours உட்காந்து அதில் ஒரு டிஸ்டிங்ஷன் அச்சீவ் பண்ணி ஒரு பெர்ஃபெக்ஷன் ஒரு கிராஃப்ட் ரெடி பண்ணி ஐயா வந்து கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. ஸோ எவ்ரி திங், தி மேடம் ஹூ டான்ஸ்ட் அட் த பிகினிங், ஐ குடன்ட் கம், எல்லா இடத்துலையும் பார்த்து 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 இருக்கணும், பெர்ஃபெக்டா இருக்கணும். the people who are comparing that, the kind of work சிறப்பாக ஒரு மேடையில் மரியாதை கொடுத்து அலங்காரப்படுத்தி அம்மா டாக்டர் பத்மா சுப்பிரமணியம் அவர்களுக்கு இந்த விருது கொடுத்துருக்கிறீங்க. எனக்கு மற்றற்ற மகிழ்ச்சி. இன்னும் they contacted me few months back. They said உங்களுக்கு the right அதை தாண்டி இதையெல்லாம் தாண்டி இன்னும் ஒரு படி போகும் will create a good society. A good society will create a good country. பார்த்தீங்கன்னா கலாச்சாரம் ஆர்ட் ஒரு ஆண்டும் இந்த சதவீதம் 85%, approximately 90% you can push of those awards are given to art and culture. The rest public administration distinction and வேற ஃபீல்ட்ல கொடுப்பாங்க. 90% is almost given to arts and culture because they give a meaning to life. வாழ்க்கை வாழ்றோம், we are a doctor, we do many things in life. They give meaning and purpose to our life. என்னதான் நம்ம டயர்டா இருந்து ஒரு சேர்ல உட்கார்ந்து ஒரு பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் அவங்க பண்ணக்கூடிய அதை பார்க்கும் பொழுது we get a feeling happiness. எல்லா விதமான we become a better person. அதனால் art and culture has to transcend language, ஸ்டேட் பவுண்டரி, கண்ட்ரி பவுண்டரி, அதெல்லாம் தாண்டி போகும் பொழுது மட்டும்தான் அந்த கலாச்சாரத்துக்கும் அந்த ஆர்ட்டுக்கு ஒரு மரியாதைங்க. இன்னைக்கு அம்மா பத்மா சுப்பிரமணியம் அவர்கள் மேடம் அவங்க அதையெல்லாம் தாண்டி போயிட்டாங்க. 30+ கண்ட்ரீஸில் அவங்க பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. வேர் எவர் ஷி வெண்ட் ஷி ஆல்வேஸ் கெப்ட் ஆர் பாரதிய சிவிலைசேஷன் ஃபிளாக் ஃப்ளையிங் ஹை அண்ட் ஷி நெவர் லெட் டவுன் ஆர் கல்ச்சர். ஒரு ஸ்ட்ராங் லிஸ்ட் அவங்க. அதெல்லாம் தாண்டி இன்னும் முக்கியமானது இன்னைக்கு அவங்க இருக்கக்கூடிய அந்த ஜாய், அந்த வைப்ரன்சி, அந்த எனர்ஜி அவங்களோட ஏஜில் காட்டுறதெல்லாம் இட்ஸ் அ ட்ரூ இன்ஸ்பிரேஷன் ஃபார் ஆல் ஆஃப் அஸ். ஐ டேக் திஸ் wish you well and many years of longevity, and so that I can say this, more laurels to come. Excellence. There are people sitting who have achieved excellence. இன்னைக்கு நம்முடைய சொசைட்டில பாத்தீங்கன்னா நம்ம எடுத்து மக்களுக்கு கொடுத்து போயிடுவாங்க. கொங்கு தமிழ்ல பொக்குன்னா they feel very sorrow. I say ஏன் அப்படி ஃபீல் பண்றீங்க? இல்லைங்க, பையனுக்கு நீங்க அவார்டு கொடுத்தா தான் என்கரேஜ்மெண்டா இருக்கும். I said why should we give an award to a 5-year-old? ஒரு 6-year-old, 7-year-old who is able to memorize 100 countries maps, 100 countries, great thing. பட் அந்த பையனுக்கு 5 வயசுல ஏன் அதை சொல்லி கொடுக்குறீங்க? சொசைட்டி வந்து ஹானர் பண்ணாதான் நீ நல்லவன் ஏன் சொல்லி கொடுக்குறீங்க? That person should become like a karma yogi beyond everything, only focusing on what he or she has to do. 5 வயசு குழந்தை, 10 வயசு குழந்தைக்கு ஏன் டைட்டில் கொடுக்குறீங்க? ஏன் நீங்களே நம்ம பட்டத்தை கொடுக்குறோம்? நிறைய இடத்துல நம்ம பேசுவாங்க. ஒரு கர்மயோகியா ஒரு சமுதாயம் ஒரு மனிதனை மாற்றும் பொழுது மட்டும்தான் சமுதாயத்துக்கு. அதனால் அம்மா அவர்களுக்கு இந்த விருது நாம கொடுப்பது சமுதாயத்துக்கே ஒரு மெசேஜ். அடிலேஷன், குயிக் ஃபிக்ஸ் சொல்யூஷன், ஷார்ட்கட் டு சக்சஸ். உடனே நம்ம வந்து சொசைட்டியில் நம்ம லைம் லைட்டில் இருக்கணும், 4 பேர் நம்மளை பற்றி நல்லா சொல்லணும் அப்படிங்கிறதெல்லாம் வெரி வெரி டெம்பரரி, கலைந்து போக. த ட்ரூ மாஸ்டர்ஸ் they stay much above awards. அதனால தான் கழுகும் காக்காவும் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ரொம்ப அற்புதமாக இருக்கும். நீங்கள் கழுகு காக்கா சண்டை பார்த்தீங்கன்னா கழுகும் காகமும் சண்டை போடுங்க. எப்போ சண்டை போடணும்? ஒரு பர்டிகுலர் ஹைட் வரைக்கும். அந்த கழுகு போயிட்டு இருக்கும்போது காகம் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா கழுகுனுடைய தலை அப்படியே கொத்தும். அது 2 மாறி சண்டை போட்டுக்கும். கழுகு என்ன பண்ணுனாங்க, அந்த காகம் 2-3 காகம் வரும்பொழுது அப்படியே கொஞ்சம் ஹைட் அப்படியே ரைஸ் பண்ணும். ஸோ 3 காகம் இருக்கக்கூடிய இடத்துல ஒரு 2 காகம் வரும். அந்த கழுகு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் அப்படியே ஹைட்டை ரைஸ் பண்ணும். அப்போ ஒரே ஒரு காகம் வரும். அப்பவும் காகம் வருதுன்னா கழுகு வந்து மேகத்துக்கு மேலே போயிடும். ஸோ nobody can touch an eagle because it is the only bird that is capable of flying above clouds. ஏன்னா மலைக்கும் பயப்படாதுங்க. மலை வந்தாலும் கூட கழுகை பொறுத்தவரை மலைக்கு மேலே ஓடிடும். இன்னைக்கு இந்த மாஸ்டர்ஸ் எல்லாம் அந்த மாதிரி தாண்டி வந்திருக்காங்க. அவப்பேச்சுக்கள், பொறாமைகள், தவறான வார்த்தை பயன்படுத்துதல், இதெல்லாம் தாண்டி தான் என் மாஸ்டர் ரீச்சஸ் தட் பர்டிகுலர் லெவல். அப்படி பண்ணும்போது they rise their craft one level. They rise their craft one level. Finally, they go to a horizon like Amma Padma Subramanyam here, where nobody can touch them. They exist in a state of purity, exist in a state of honesty. அதனால் நம்ம இந்த பொசிஷன் வர்றதுக்கு எவ்வளவு சாக்ரிஃபைஸ் பண்ணி அவங்க வந்திருப்பாங்க. இந்த ஹைட் வந்து சாதாரணமாக ரீச் பண்ணுவாங்களா அப்படின்னு. அதனால அம்மா அவர் சொல்றேன் அப்படின்னாங்க, திஸ் லெசன் as part of success, taking on the troll. ஒரு சினிமா நடிகர் படம் ரிலீஸ் ஆனா கூட மற்ற நடிகருடைய ரசிகர்லாம் வந்து ப்ரொஃபஷனல் ரைவல் நிறைய பேர் இன்னைக்கு அதை கிவ் அப் மூட்ல இருக்காங்க. Rise your game. சண்டை போறது your time and their time. Keep rising your height so that nobody can come and catch you. அது உங்களுடைய வாழ்க்கையில என்னை பொறுத்தவரை அது ஒரு மிகப்பெரிய விஷயமாக நான் பார்க்கின்றேன். மேடையில் இருக்கக்கூடிய மனிதர்கள், ரோட்டரி கிளப்புங்க, நிறைய ரோட்டரி கிளப் போயிருக்கிறேங்க. உதாரணத்துக்கு நம்ம கோயம்புத்தூர் சிட்டி ரோட்டரி கிளப் இஸ் பாசிபிளி த as a PHF. The first club achieved the distinction of being the Paul Harris Fellow. அப்ப now இன்னும் நாங்க ரோட்டரி கிளப் கட்ட வைக்கிறோம். இந்தியாவில் ஸ்கூல் பில்டிங் கட்ட வைக்கிறோம். இன்னும் ரோட்டரி கிளப்பை பேசிக் திங்ஸ்லயே முடக்கி வச்சிருக்கோம். நீங்க வந்து பேசிக்கா ஹாஸ்பிட்டல்ல கொடுங்க அப்படி. What it is, capital சொல்றாங்கன்னா involving itself in business side of things. ட்ரம்ப் அவங்க பிசினஸ் பண்றாங்க, அது வேறங்க. A country to do business, it will allow the private people to do business. இன்னைக்கு ரோட்டரி இன்டர்நேஷனல் போன்ற அமைப்புகள் நிறைய விஷயங்கள் நீங்க எடுத்து பண்றீங்க. அரசு செய்யக்கூடிய வேலைகளும் இருக்கக்கூடிய குறைபாடுகளையும் நீங்க சரி பண்ணிக்கிட்டே வர்றீங்க. ஸோ அது சாதாரண வேலை இல்லைங்க. You do that, but I hope a day will come when the government basic things of society and Rotary will yourself கொஞ்சம் ஃப்ரீடமா நீங்க மேல போறக்கான சூழ் மிக வேகமாக நம்முடைய சமுதாயத்தில் அரசு உருவாக்கி கொடுப்பாங்க நான் நம்புறேன். மேடையில் இருக்கிறவங்க, கீழே இருக்கிறவங்க, இட் இஸ் நாட் ஈஸிங்க. somebody district president of Rotary, somebody is district governor, Rotary president, district governor of 3233. It's a very thankless job. இங்க நிறைய பேர் பாஸ்ட் கவர்னர்ஸ் இருக்காங்க, பாஸ்ட் ரோட்டரி பிரசிடென்ட்ஸ் இருக்காங்க. பிகாஸ் உங்களுக்கு மட்டுமில்ல உங்க ஸ்பௌஸுக்கும் 1 year voluntarily you give. I really get amazed. எப்படி ஒரு வருஷம் நீங்க கொடுக்குறீங்க? ஒரு வருஷம் முழுமையா நீங்க கொடுக்குறீங்க. Every Tuesday or whatever day you meet, you go there. Installation, get-togethers, meet, all of விஷயம். So you spend about 250 days out of 365 days in a year just doing this thing. அப்ப எவ்வளவு பேர் கலெக்டிவா அந்த சமுதாயத்துல உங்களோட எனர்ஜி நீங்க சாக்ரிஃபைஸ் பண்றீங்க. ஸோ ரோட்டரி ஐ பர்சனலி பிலீவ் we all have to appreciate you much more. காரணம் என்னன்னாங்க, selfless-ஆ with a voluntary spirit, all of you are pouring in hours of community work without any expectation. மோகன் ராஜா சார் அவர் ஐ சர்ஜரிக்குள்ள போனீங்கன்னா கண்ணை ரெடி பண்ணி தான் அனுப்புவார். நான் போய் மாட்டிக்கிட்டேன் அவர்கிட்ட, உட்காருங்க கண்ணை டெஸ்ட். பட் ஸ்டில் people, very busy profession people, they say okay, I am going to give this time. So that amazes me. Like I'm just taking surname as an example, all the people who are here. ஆனால் நிச்சயம் ஒரு பெரிய பாராட்டுக்கள். All of you decide to voluntarily give that time. It has to grow very big. And my personal inspiration, Raghavan sir is here. Policing la pathina, there are only, I would personally say, a handful of people who have changed the direction of policing. இருக்கணும் அப்படிங்கிறது ஒரு ஆபரேட்டர்ஸ், we maintain the status quo. அதுல ராகவன் சார் போன்றவர்கள்லாம் முன்னோடிகள். இன்னைக்கு அவங்க ஒரு நார்மலா வந்து சேர்ல உட்கார்ந்து இந்த நிகழ்ச்சியில பங்கேற்று humility and also their ability to give back to the community so that they groom the next generation. And all the great people, the past district governors who are here, and all the wonderful people, especially from the OGP Madam family, Rajendra ராஜேந்திரன் அவங்க வந்திருக்கிறாங்க, மதுவந்தி அக்கா வந்திருக்கிறாங்க. எல்லோருக்கும் என்னுடைய மனமார்ந்த வாழ்த்துக்களை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கின்றேன். மேடம், Madhuvanthi akka treats you like a god. We have many conversations about you. I'm just not staying because I'm standing at the stage. Multiple conversations we have spoken about you. It's a dear sister to me. But the way she talks about you, அதனால உங்களை உண்மையாலுமே ஒரு கடவுளா அவங்க நினைச்சு பேசுவாங்க. I'm so happy. இந்த ஒரு ஆகஸ்ட் கேதரிங் முன்னாடி மதுவந்தி அக்கா இங்க வந்து உங்களை பத்தி நல்ல வார்த்தைகள் பேசுறது எனக்கு ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமா இருந்துச்சுங்க. Because he truly spoke from the heart. And all the wonderful people, again, Devendrans are here. Karma Yogi, focusing on excellence all the time, giving back, being a student lifelong, achieving a standard so that after our time also the civilization remembers us, move forward. இதெல்லாம் மேடமுடைய வாழ்க்கை, பத்மா சுப்பிரமணியம் மேடம் அவங்க வாழ்க்கையிலிருந்து I am taking all the 7-8 lessons to me. Keep in honor to be in the same stage like you. Namaskar. Thank you.
ஒரே நிமிஷம். அடிச்சுக்க அடிச்சுக்க அடிச்சுக்க. அடிச்சுக்க அடிச்சுக் 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 செக் 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 அடிச்சுக் அடிச்சுக்.
அது நீ சும்மா பேசினாலும் நிற்கும். இப்படி பேசு.
செக் செக் அடிச்சுக் அடிச்சுக்.
பழைய ஆடியோ. அப்படி போல
செக் செக் அடிச்சுக். பெருசா வரும் லாக் பண்ண வரும் எல்லாரும் கவர் ஆகணும்